Hey guys, and welcome to a quick video. This is going to be on the Solo Descent raid Sicus. Now I am going to do an intro in terms of, because some people just don't know about Solo Descent raid because it's not clearly marked. So first, before I get into the actual fight, obviously if you don't want to watch this part, just skip to the next timestamp. So the recruit feature, okay, go to recruit board. Go to recruit, go to descent raid, and then down here at the bottom is solo descent raid. Now, solo descent raid is significantly harder than any of the other raid modes. You can do it up to 3 times a day, and if you beat it, you should do it again, because the rewards are, what are they called? Ranking points, and as you beat it, you will get more and more ranking points. So there's the first time breakthrough rewards, okay? You can only get these once per raid session. So it's like every 2 weeks it resets. We get a new guy and you can go through the stage breakthroughs and get those. And you get all the different rewards plus the ranking points. You get different rewards based on the day that you do it. So if you do it on the first day, you get 600 Rune Hunter coins. That's what they're called. Rune Hunter coins and a Divine Selection box. And you can do that 3 times if you can beat it on the first day. And then it gets, as the days go on, it gets easier, but the rewards are still really good. It is definitely worth doing. And then if you are lucky enough to be one of the first 3, you get a title, and they are ridiculously good titles, so good luck trying to do those. But there's the thing, again, you can get the rewards up to 3 times a day, so if you can beat it once, do it all 3 times. Those ranking points are good for buying titles, as well as once per month for 50,000 points, you can get an Advent of Sacred Arms box, which has a chance to get every single one of the Transcendents in the game. So that's really awesome. Okay, with enough said about that, let's get into the actual fight, because this fight is different than all of the other modes. It's got a couple of tricks that they didn't put in the other fights, and they're hard to notice. So let's get over to the fight itself and break it down. Okay, so first thing, when you get into this fight, obviously, anything you can do to help your poison and chaos resist. I'm not sure if he does anything with like lowering your defenses or not. I have not actually even really looked. But either way, your poison and your chaos resist are going to be really important here. Having good armor, physical resist is also good because he does hit you physical as well. Obviously, because it's solo descent rated is very difficult. You're going to need a lot of hit points, a lot of defenses, and really high attack to do well. But here we go in the fight. So first thing, the first stage, he's just going to do his standard stuff. He's going to swing at you. He's going to shoot a poison ball. Nothing too intense here. Poison ball. Now, if you haven't done a solo descent raid, they have 6 random modifiers. Some of these modifiers are not really a big deal. Some of them are absolutely brutal. So in this one, I've got Blood Explosion Myotis, I don't know how to say that word. Freeze, Blizzard, Shock, Frost Gale, and Electric Ball. Honestly, none of these are particularly dangerous. The Shock and Electric Ball can obviously cause shock effect on you, so you take more damage. The Freeze, Frost Gale, and Blizzard all have a chance to freeze you. There's 2 that are really, really dangerous, and I'm not going to remember the name. The one, something explosions, causes these very hard to see explosions on the ground that do a ton of physical damage. There's one that does a ring of fire, which does chaos damage, also fairly bad to deal with. And the last one is Poison Rain or something like that, which also does just a crazy amount of damage. I got lucky on this particular run. I don't have any, but I've been doing this every day, and I got through it on the bad runs. But just you'd be aware that the modifiers can change this fight a lot. Okay, so first thing he's going to do that's dangerous, you will see him rear up. Okay, now if you've done the standard Sicus fight, you'll know about this. but this video is just going to cover everything anyway. So he's going to rear up on his hind legs, or I don't even know, his flippers, whatever the hell he's got. And you want to be a halfway decent distance from him, because he's going to rear up, he's going to slam down, it's going to hit around him, and then it's going to hit far away. So you're going to want to be far enough out that you don't get hit by the initial slam, but close enough that you can dash back into him as soon as you see that first slam go off. Okay? And slam in. Okay? So it goes poof, and then poof. Dodge that. Okay? Next thing he will do... Oh, the other thing important about that, after he does that, he will immediately do a breath attack directly in front of him. It's chaos damage. It does a lot of damage. Always, always, with this fight, try to stay on his sides. Sides are safe areas. Always try to stay on his sides. Okay. Now he's doing... he's going to stop. He's going to... And red stuff's going to go out. This, again, if you've done the Sicus fight, is no big deal. So what he's going to do is he's going to put you into a red circle on the ground. And you're going to try to move in either a triangle or a square. I prefer a square, especially in this fight. So it's going to put a circle inside of the circle that you're in, and it's going to tick chaos damage. So you're going to drop one. As soon as you see it drop, move to the next spot. 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 And then you will be able to spread them out. You will see how I do it here. I get out. Now this I actually kind of screwed up. One thing you do really want to pay attention to, you do not want to be near him when this happens, okay? Because he will occasionally charge directly after this. This is something that is specific to this fight. He will do a charge sometimes, so you want to be as far away as possible, but you don't want to be close to the wall, like you can see here, because that cuts off half of your area. The other spot you do not ever want to be is the far left corner. The far left corner has a bug right now. If you are anywhere near the far left corner, when this appears, you will get stuck inside of the actual bone prison in the middle, making you unable to move, unable to get the stacks out from underneath you, and unless you have a crazy amount of chaos resist and regen and stuff, you're going to get killed. So here you can see me sort of plant, move, back to the first one, plant, move. Again, this part of the fight, it's not as big of a deal, but later on, you want to make sure you're as far as possible, because there's a couple of things that are going to happen. Okay, and once the circle is gone, you can now safely leave it. I didn't talk about, I just realized, the reason you have to stay in the circle, if you leave the circle, it will do a massive AoE chaos damage pulse that early in the fight isn't as big of a deal, but later on will absolutely kill you. So you got to make sure you're moving away from that. Okay, again, when he does the thing, make sure you're not in front of him. Always to the sides, always to the sides. He did a little slam there. You'll notice underneath my character is a green thing. He, in a few seconds after that green thing is around you, you'll see it here. Oop, see if I can get a clean shot. So there, jeez, of course it's going too fast for me to get it. Fuck. It's hard to get. Long story short, you're gonna, when he does that little slam, he's gonna put a green ball, poison ball on you that's going to drop on the ground and pulse AoE damage. Try to stick it to a corner or preferably underneath him so that you've got safe areas to move. I try to get up in the corner here, but I get bounced and I end up dropping it. You can see it sort of there. Can I back up just a little bit? No, of course not. You can sort of see it here pulsing. There it is right there. So that's what it looks like. It looks like these big poison balls. It's going to stay there for quite a while. It's not a huge threat on its own, but especially later in this fight, he's going to be doing lots of damage that's more or less unavoidable. So you got to be cautious where you put those. Okay. Again, he's doing the big rear up slam. Get away, get close. You don't necessarily have to dash, but you got to be thinking about where you're going to be. Don't be in front of him afterward, because he's going to do a breath attack. Okay, again, always be to his sides. This double stomp thing, it's unavoidable the initial bounce, but it doesn't do damage. You want to make sure you're out of these before they go off, which is not too hard to do. Most of the time you can just walk out of them. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Always be to his sides. Okay, now, this is a new mechanic specific to this fight. It's similar to the Descent raid, where he pulls certain people in and you have to be behind the barrier. Now, this one is kind of buggy. You want to make sure he's against a wall and facing outward. If he's facing a wall or something, this can become a basically unavoidable hit. So what happens here is he's going to put up 3 different bone things, okay? One of them is going to have a green circle underneath it. The other 2 are going to get destroyed. And what you need to do here is he's going to do a big wide breath attack, and it's going to hit everywhere, and it's going to do a lot of damage. You have to be behind the bone prison thing that has the green area on the bottom. It's very hard to see. You do not have a lot of time. And again, if he's facing a wall when he does this, it almost it happens right after halfway. So when his health gets near half, be ready for that. So we got to make sure we find the one that has the green thing. It's neither of these 2. It's way over there. It was hard to see it because it's stacked on top of the other one. But let's go back just a second. Can I do just a second? There's the green ring that I am talking about. The other 2 will get destroyed. This is the only one that is going to stay, and you got to get behind it. He only does this once during the fight. There's the big, huge thing. Okay, another slam. Far away, get close. Breath attack. Don't be in front of him. Now he's going to do, in a second here, he's going to do the next red circle thing. And this is the one that you need to be far away. But not so far, because there's a really, like, a happy zone. I'm not sure if this is the one I go too far. I think this is the one I go too far. I did a couple of recordings of this, and this was the one. Okay, so he's going to do the red thing. I go too far on this one. There's one of 2 things that's going to happen after the second red circle. One, he is going to charge you and knock you out of the red circle. If you are close enough that he charges you, and you get knocked out of the circle, you're not only going to take the massive AoE damage from leaving this circle, but you're also going to take huge damage from him hitting you. The other one, if you're too far away, there's what I'm talking about. There's a very happy zone. It's like you want him just on the edge of your screen, but not off the edge of your screen. If you're too far away when you do this circle, while you are in this circle, he is going to do one of the slams, and you're going to eat it, and then it does a ton of damage. Now, I think that's what happens here, because I'm too far out. And I'm pretty sure I survive it, because I have Tenacious Regen ready. If I can't leave. There's the slam. It took off half my health. So again, you want him visible on the edge of your screen, but as far away as possible, because if you're too close, he will just charge you and knock you out of it. And if you're too far, you won't be able to get back in time to dodge that slam. The rest of the fight from here out is all just repeats of the same thing. He does his green ball. I drop the poison in the corner. No, never mind. I drop it right in the middle. Again, I did a couple of recordings of this. Don't be in front of him. Don't get slammed. Move to the side. Always be to his sides. Now, as this fight goes on, especially in the last 20%, he gets really fast. And the best thing to do is always be moving. Stop, do bap, 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 move to the next spot. Don't stay in one place, because everything gets really fast here. You'll see that I keep rotating to his side so that I force him to move. Couple of attacks. Move to the other side. Back here. Move to the other side. Moving, keep moving, keep moving. Okay, slams, get out of those. Move to the side, rotate to the side, rotate to the side. And right at the end here, he always does another red area. Now, I haven't run into a time so far where I haven't been able to deal with it. Ideally, I guess if you don't have the DPS, that last red circle is probably going to be really dangerous. So I don't have any advice for that. Hopefully you have the DPS that's not an issue. Anyways, guys, there's the fight. Obviously, if you have any questions, please let me know. Get out there and get that solo raid down. Get those, whatever the ranking points are called. I already forgot. Anyways, see you in the next video.